Today I'm going to show you how to transfer a drawing onto another piece of paper, because most of us start a project with a rough draft drawing. It's got lots of extra lines while you work out your idea. Then you want to transfer the drawing. You don't want all those thought lines. You just want a very simple, clean contour drawing to indicate just those things you need to do the next step in your watercolor or design project. These are about the same size. I know where I want to place it on there, and I'm going to make a sheet of transfer paper so that I can transfer the drawing here onto this without all the extra lines. If you don't want to cover your whole paper with graphite, you can tape your design backwards. So this is the front. Tape it backwards on the window so the design is facing out. And then you can take your blank piece of paper and tape it right in place here. And I can see right through that. So you're going to want to mark where the shading will need to be to transfer the design. So then I can lay this flat on a table. I've got my markings laid out so that it will cover the design. I'm going to move this. And I just fill this in with a soft graphite. And it takes a little time, but at least you don't have to fill in the whole paper. I want to make sure that what I've done is I've covered the dark, I'm basically covering the surface that I want to draw those on. If I need to add any more, I can reuse this a lot. So I can actually go over this and add a little bit more graphite onto it. And I'm just going over the lines that I can kind of see the lines I already have. But I could, just to give it a little bit more graphite. Sometimes you can get a chunk of graphite that is just a really big chunk you can draw on its side. It'll save you a little time. So if I want to place this right here, and I want to take this and lay it face down, right? This is going to go face down on the paper. This is going to go on top, and I'm going to trace over it, okay? Since I don't want it to slip around, I'm going to tape this down in a couple of spots. 2 is just enough spots to tape it. I'm going to basically hinge it 2 places at the top. And that way, I've got this piece of paper, I've got this piece of paper facing onto the watercolor paper. Now, I can take a ballpoint pen and basically go over the lines that I have right there. And I just want to do the contour line. Now, to make sure, this is a nice thing about having it taped in place. See, I can see that really clearly. So I don't even have to push as hard as I have been. I could probably push a lot more lightly and still get a mark. And there it is. Now, because I used an 8B pencil on the back of the paper, the graphite is very soft. So where I rested my hand and traced it, it came through in some places. But I can go ahead and erase this. I can even soften all the lines on this drawing if they seem a little dark. There's no reason that I need the lines to be this dark if I'm going to paint a watercolor on it. I don't want the lines to show through, so I can soften them, and you won't see them when the watercolor is finished. The other thing is this will work on any color paper. If I wanted to lay this on a piece of black paper, just to show you, I can still see that. So it doesn't have to be white for that to show. And there's no sense in needing to redraw this every time. So what I can do is save it. If I just take a blank piece of paper here, same thing, and I store them together so I don't get this all over some drawings. I can store it in with my paper and I can use it again. So it's a good thing to have on hand anytime that you need to have a design or a drawing that you want to do a rough draft and then transfer onto maybe a more expensive piece of paper, or just a piece of paper where you want to add color and not have the dark lines showing.